Jai Gurudev, welcome. Today we have an insightful conversation lined up with two esteemed guests, an expert from the art of living and an officer from the Vedic Dharma Sansthan. We will explore how the wisdom found in A Song of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin combined with the spiritual practices and teachings of His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji can be applied in our daily and professional lives. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Jai Gurudev, and thank you. It's wonderful to be here. Namaste. I'm honored to be part of this discussion. Let's start with a broad question. How do the principles from A Song of Ice and Fire, especially around leadership, adversity, and inner strength, connect to the spiritual tools provided by Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji, such as Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and the various sadhanas? Jai Gurudev, that's an excellent question. In A Song of Ice and Fire, we see many lessons about resilience, patience, and the importance of staying grounded in difficult times. One key lesson from the novel is that true leadership requires wisdom, empathy, and the ability to manage inner emotions. Sudarshan Kriya, for example, is a powerful tool that helps individuals release stress and negative emotions, allowing them to maintain clarity and focus even in the most challenging situations. Whether you are leading a team in a corporate setting or navigating personal challenges, Sudarshan Kriya helps you stay calm and centered, much like Jon Snow or Tyrion Lannister, who had to maintain their composure despite intense adversity. Absolutely. In the Vedic tradition, we have similar practices like Trikal Sandhya, Gayatri Japa, and Agni Kairam, which are all designed to build inner strength and resilience. For example, Trikal Sandhya, a practice where one reflects on the divine three times a day, helps align your mind with higher consciousness, much like how characters in the novel must constantly align their thoughts with the ever changing dynamics of power and survival. It's about grounding oneself, finding inner balance, and being in harmony with the universe, which is essential for both personal and professional life. That's fascinating. Let's delve into how these practices can help with the challenges we face in our professional lives. For instance, how can meditation and mantra chanting help someone who is dealing with a high stress corporate job? Meditation and mantra chanting are excellent tools to bring clarity and reduce mental clutter. In a high stress environment like in Westeros or in today's corporate world, the mind is often bombarded with constant thoughts, pressures, and challenges. Characters like Daenerys Targaryen or Robb Stark often found themselves overwhelmed by the complexity of their responsibilities. In the same way, professionals today face overwhelming demands. Meditation, like the guided practices we teach in the art of living, allows one to step back and observe these thoughts without getting entangled in the mantra chanting, especially the Gayatri mantra, has a soothing effect on the nervous system and aligns one's energy with a higher purpose. This process helps professionals make decisions with greater clarity and poise, just like Daenerys learned to balance her inner fire with compassion. A regular meditation practice can help professionals balance their ambitions with the inner peace. That's very true. I would add that specific Vedic rituals like Sandhya Vandanam and Gayatri Japa are also powerful in this regard. Sandhya Vandanam, which involves prayer and mindfulness practices during the transitional periods of the day, sunrise, noon, and sunset, helps individuals reset their mental focus, just as leaders in A Song of Ice and Fire need to constantly reassess their strategies. Professionals today can use Sandhya Vandanam to regularly recalibrate their mental state, bringing them back to their purpose. These practices calm the mind and allow for better decision making and less emotional reactivity. We have discussed stress management and clarity. What about leadership and decision making, which are central themes in both the novel and our professional lives? How can the tools and teachings of art of living and Vedic wisdom improve leadership qualities? Leadership requires emotional intelligence, and emotional intelligence requires inner awareness. Practices like Shakti Kriya and Padma Sadhana, which are designed to enhance one's energy levels and inner strength, help in cultivating a leadership style that is compassionate. Yet from leaders like Ned Stark, who is driven by honor and empathy, are examples of how a leader's integrity can inspire those around him. At the same time, decision making can be tough, as we see in the choices made by characters like Stannis Baratheon or Jon Snow. By incorporating regular meditation and breathing practices like pranayama, leaders can develop the ability to stay calm under pressure and make decisions that are not reactionary but wise and thoughtful. The wisdom of Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji teaches that leadership is about service, and when leaders take care of their inner state, they naturally serve better. In Vedic terms, leadership is connected to dharma or righteous action, whether it's a CEO or a political leader. Their dharma is to uphold truth and serve others. Practices like Upanayana, which marks the initiation into a life of discipline and learning, remind leaders of their higher purpose. It's not just about managing a team, but about uplifting the team through ethical leadership, much like Jon Snow's journey in the Night's Watch. The Gayatri Mantra, which we chant as part of Upanayanam, is a prayer for enlightenment. When leaders focus on this higher knowledge, their decisions benefit not just themselves but the larger community. You have all both mentioned the importance of sadhana or spiritual practice in maintaining balance and clarity. How do these practices like Sanyam sadhana or satsang create harmony in both personal and professional lives? Sanyam sadhana, or the practice of self restraint, teaches discipline and mindfulness. In a world where distractions are constant both in Westeros and in modern life, having the discipline to focus on what truly matters is key. In a professional setting, this means not getting swayed by office politics or personal gain, but staying true to one's values and vision. Satsang, which means gathering with others for wisdom and music, creates a sense of community and collective upliftment. In the novel, characters who find strength in their families and communities, like the Starks, are able to endure great hardships. Similarly, in our professional lives, participating in satsang fosters a supportive environment where collective wisdom and positivity drive us forward. Satsang is indeed a powerful tool. It's said that the company you keep can either uplift or pull you down. In a song of ice and fire, characters often rise or fall based on their allies and surroundings. In the Vedic tradition, satsang helps keep the mind in a positive state. Practices like Padma Sadhana or Agni Karyam, where we perform fire rituals, are about purification, purifying the mind and emotions, just as characters in the novel must purify their actions and motives to succeed. Finally, how do the teachings of Gurudev Shri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji and the wisdom from Vedic practices help in building resilience, something we see as essential both in A Song of Ice and Fire and in our daily lives? Resilience comes from inner strength. Practices like Sudarshan Kriya, Pranayama, and meditation help build this inner strength by cleansing the mind and body of stress. Gurudev often says that challenges are a part of life, but how we respond to them defines our experience. In the novel, characters like Arya Stark show immense resilience by adapting and learning through their hardships. In our lives, spiritual practices teach us to face adversity with grace and resilience without losing our core values. Resilience is rooted in one's inner connection to their dharma and higher purpose. The practices of Sandhya Vandanam, Gayatri Japa, and Sanyam Sadhana bring us back to our true selves, making us resilient in the face of any challenge. Just as characters in A Song of Ice and Fire navigate their destiny with perseverance, these ancient practices help us navigate life's ups and downs with strength, wisdom, and grace. Thank you both for this enlightening discussion. It's been incredible to see how the timeless wisdom from both the world of Westeros and the teachings of Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji can be applied to modern life. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, welcome to today's conversation. We have with us two insightful guests, an expert from the Art of Living Foundation and an officer from Vedic Dharma Sansthan. Together, we will explore how the wisdom from A Song of Ice and Fire combined with the spiritual tools provided by His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji can help us navigate the challenges of both daily life and professional settings. Thank you both for joining us. Jai Gurudev, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Namaste, it's a great honor to share this space and wisdom. Let's begin by discussing how the lessons from A Song of Ice and Fire, themes of leadership, resilience, and overcoming adversity relate to the spiritual practices taught by His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji, such as Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and pranayama. How can these lessons be applied in today's world? Yes, the world depicted in A Song of Ice and Fire shows us characters who face immense adversity where leadership and resilience are critical. Characters like Jon Snow or Tyrion Lannister maintain composure and integrity despite overwhelming odds. In real life, people face similar challenges whether in their personal or professional lives. Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and pranayama are tools that allow us to center ourselves, calm our mind, and build resilience. For example, Jon Snow's ability to stay calm amidst chaos reflects the mental clarity that Sudarshan Kriya brings. By practicing this daily, professionals can maintain focus and balance even in stressful environments. The regular release of stress through breathing techniques allows individuals to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. This is a crucial leadership skill in modern workplaces. Yes, and in Vedic traditions, we have ancient practices like Sandhya Vandanam, Upanayana, and Trikal Sandhya, which build a person's spiritual strength. These practices align the individual with natural rhythms, morning, noon, and evening, and help them reflect on their higher purpose, much like how characters in the novel must stay connected to their values and destiny. Gayatri Japa, for instance, is a mantra that invokes wisdom and light. Leaders like those in Westeros often face darkness, but through these practices, they can invoke clarity and courage to guide their actions. It's this alignment with dharma or righteous action that sustains them. Leadership often involves making difficult decisions. How can spiritual practices like mantra chanting, meditation, or Padma sadhana help professionals make better decisions, especially under pressure? Decision making under pressure requires a calm and clear mind, something we often see characters in the novel struggling with. Leaders like Rob Stark or Stannis Baratheon make critical mistakes because they are overwhelmed by their emotions. Similarly, in the modern world, professionals face the pressure of tight deadlines and tough choices, which can lead to stress and poor decisions. Mantra chanting, such as the Gayatri Mantra, helps clear the mental clutter. Repeating the mantra brings the mind into focus, aligning it with higher consciousness. Meditation and Padma Sadhana, which are gentle and deeply centering practices, help release accumulated stress, leaving the mind refreshed and calm. This allows professionals to approach decisions with clarity and intuition instead of being clouded by fear or anxiety. When you meditate regularly, you cultivate a space where wisdom naturally flows, much like how Daenerys learns to lead with a balance of fire and compassion. I completely agree. In Vedic philosophy, we emphasize Sanyam Sadhana, practice of self restraint and mindfulness. Through these practices, professionals learn to control their reactions, much like a king or queen needs to master self control. In A Song of Ice and Fire, characters often lose control, resulting in devastating consequences. In contrast to Sanyam Sadhana and daily rituals like Trikal Sandhya, one learns the art of reflection, pauses, and responds wisely. This wisdom is deeply rooted in Vedic rituals like Agni Karyam, where fire symbolizes purification. By purifying one's mind, like characters must purify their intentions, professionals can lead with integrity and take decisions that are not impulsive but thoughtful and aligned with a higher purpose. How can practices like Sudarshan Kriya and Shakti Kriya help professionals deal with stress and exhaustion, especially in high pressure jobs? Sudarshan Kriya and Shakti Kriya are transformative breathing techniques that remove deep rooted stress from the system. In a high pressure job, much like how Tyrion Lannister manages the politics of King's Landing or how Jon Snow manages the Night's Watch, professionals often carry immense mental and emotional burdens. Over time, this stress manifests in exhaustion, burnout, and even physical ailments. Sudarshan Kriya is a scientifically backed breathing technique that detoxifies the body, bringing oxygen to every cell and calming the nervous system. It helps you release stored up stress and feel re energized. Shakti Kriya similarly amplifies the body's energy reserves, helping you deal with long hours of and pressure with more vitality. These tools are especially beneficial for professionals who have to constantly perform under high stakes. From a Vedic perspective. Practices like Gayatri Japa, Sandhya Vandanam, and the recitation of sacred mantras serve the same purpose. These practices recalibrate the mind and spirit, aligning one with divine energies and replenishing their strength. In A Song of Ice and Fire, characters need to tap into their inner resources when faced with challenges. Think of Arya Stark's long and arduous journey, for example. Similarly, professionals need spiritual stamina, and these Vedic practices like Shakti Kriya offer the inner fortitude to face life's battles. This idea of inner fortitude is key to resilience, something we often see characters in A Song of Ice and Fire grappling with. How can spiritual tools like pranayama, pujas, and humas foster resilience in both personal and professional lives? Resilience, as we see in the novel, is about inner strength. Characters like Arya Stark or Jon Snow show remarkable resilience by staying true to their core, even when the world around them collapses. In our personal and professional lives, resilience is about bouncing back from setbacks without losing faith in ourselves and or our values. Pranayama, the practice of controlled breathing, strengthens our prana or life force, helping us build this resilience, it equips us with the ability to face challenges calmly and without being swept away by emotions. Pujas and homas, which are sacred rituals, invoke divine energies that purify and protect us. These rituals, combined with consistent pranayama and meditation, create a field of positivity around us, much like how the characters in the novel draw strength from their ancestral ties and inner beliefs. Yes, resilience comes from aligning oneself with dharma and cosmic energies. Practices like Agni Karam and pujas call forth divine protection and blessings, just as characters in A Song of Ice and Fire often pray to their gods for strength. These rituals help remove obstacles and restore harmony in our lives. Moreover, they remind us that life is cyclical, and through patience and faith, we can overcome even the darkest times. A daily practice of Sandhya Vandanam or chanting the Gayatri Mantra is a powerful way to maintain this resilience. By attuning ourselves to the sun's cycles and invoking wisdom through Gayatri, we stay connected to our source of power, just as Jon Snow stays connected to his sense of honor and duty no matter the trials he faces. One last question. How can these ancient practices and teachings by Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji, as well as Vedic traditions, create harmony between professional life and personal well being? The tools Gurudev has shared with us, Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and sadhanas, are all about creating harmony within. When there is harmony inside, it naturally reflects in our professional and personal lives. In the novel, characters who are grounded in their values, like Ned Stark or Brian of Tarth, create a sense of balance in the chaotic world around them. The same principle applies to us. By regularly practicing these techniques, professionals can develop a strong inner core. They become more balanced, compassionate, and effective in their work while also nurturing their personal well being. Books by Gurudev, like Celebrating Silence and Wisdom from the New Millennium, offer practical insights on how to integrate spirituality with the daily life, which is essential for modern professionals seeking both success and peace. In Vedic traditions, balance is at the heart of all practices, whether it's through Trikal Sandhya or daily pujas. We are constantly reminded of our connection to the cosmos. When we perform these rituals with sincerity, we create harmony within ourselves, which naturally flows into our interactions with others, whether in the family, community, or workplace. In A Song of Ice and Fire, Jon Snow emerges as a natural leader who holds himself accountable for his actions. How can Sudarshan Kriya and art of living practices help modern leaders embody accountability in their work? Yes, Sudarshan Kriya helps leaders maintain emotional clarity and balance, allowing them to make responsible decisions. By practicing regularly, leaders can tap into their own intuitive wisdom and take responsibility for the collective well being of their teams. In Vedic tradition, leadership aligns with dharma, leading with righteousness. Practices like Sandhya Vandanam remind leaders of their duty to act with integrity, much like Jon Snow's adherence to his principles despite the odds. Yes, Arya Stark's journey is one of survival and resilience. How can spiritual tools such as Padma Sadhana or meditation foster resilience in individuals facing hardships in modern life? Padma Sadhana builds inner strength by detoxifying the body and calming the mind. Arya's resilience mirrors how meditation teaches us to persevere without becoming overwhelmed by circumstances. Regular practice strengthens our emotional core, enabling us to face challenges with poise. Arya's journey reflects the concept of tapasya in Vedic tradition, enduring hardships with patience. Practices like Trikal Sandhya align us with cosmic energies, helping us persevere just as Arya stays connected to her purpose despite adversity. Ned Stark's commitment to duty and sacrifice is central to his character. How do Vedic rituals like Gayatri Japa and mantra chanting help professionals balance their duty while maintaining inner peace? Gayatri Japa brings wisdom and clarity, allowing professionals to perform their duties without becoming burdened, much like Ned Stark's unwavering sense of duty. Mantra chanting helps one stay grounded in purpose, balancing personal well being with professional responsibilities. Vedic rituals like Agni Karyam purify intentions and reaffirm our dharma, our righteous path. Just as Ned Stark is committed to his duty, these rituals help professionals make ethical decisions even in high pressure environments. Tyrion Lannister often uses his wit and strategy to face adversity. How can Sudarshan Kriya and meditation aid individuals in navigating difficult situations with clarity and wisdom? Sudarshan Kriya calms the mind and removes emotional clutter, allowing one to access inner clarity and wisdom. Like Tyrion, professionals can navigate adversity by staying centered, making decisions based on insight rather than stress. In Vedic teachings, the practice of Sanyam sadhana cultivates mindfulness and control over impulses, similar to how Tyrion uses strategy rather than reacting impulsively. This self restraint fosters wisdom and effective problem solving. The Stark family's strong bond is central to their survival. How can practices like satsang and sadhana help individuals maintain strong relationships in their both personal and professional life? Satsang or group chanting creates a sense of belonging and unity, strengthening family and community bonds just as the Starks rely on each other for support. Sadhana helps individuals stay connected to their loved ones by fostering compassion and understanding. The Vedic concept of grihastha or family life is about creating harmony at home. Rituals like Sandhya Vandanam bring families together in shared spiritual practice, much like the Starks' unwavering loyalty to each other. Daenerys' Targaryen struggles to balance power with compassion and responsibility. How do teachings by His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji and practices like pranayama help leaders maintain this balance? Pranayama teaches control over one's emotions, ensuring leaders don't let power cloud their judgment. Shishis' wisdom encourages leaders to serve with compassion, much like how Daenerys has learned to temper her power with a sense of responsibility toward her people. In Vedic tradition, leadership is about balancing strength with compassion. Much like the king is also a protector, practices like Gayatri Japa invoke wisdom and compassion, reminding leaders of their responsibility to the greater good. Samuel Taralys's pursuit of knowledge plays a pivotal role in the story. How does continuous learning, supported by spiritual practices like Upanayana and meditation, aid professionals in staying ahead in their fields? Meditation sharpens the mind, enhancing focus and retention, which is essential for continuous learning. Like Samuel, who seeks knowledge to benefit others, professionals can stay sharp and innovative by integrating regular sadhana and Upanayana, which encourages lifelong learning. In Vedic traditions, Upanayana marks the beginning of a lifelong pursuit of knowledge. It emphasizes self discipline and spiritual learning, much like how Samuel's dedication to knowledge helps guide others. Mantras like Gayatri awaken the intellect and enhance learning capabilities. Brienne of Tarth's loyalty to her oaths define her character. How do spiritual practices like mantra chanting and Gayatri Japa instill a sense of loyalty and integrity in our daily lives? Mantra chanting, such as Gayatri Japa, strengthens resolve and aligns individuals with their inner values, much like Brianne's unwavering loyalty. These practices help cultivate commitment to one's promises and duties, fostering trust and integrity in personal and professional relationships. In the Vedic tradition, loyalty is part of one's dharma. Rituals like Sandhya Vandanam reinforce our connection to universal values, reminding us of our higher responsibilities, just as Brienne remains loyal to her vows despite the challenges she faces. Tyrion Lannister often reflects on the duality of life, the balance between light and dark, strength and weakness. How do practices like Trikal Sandhya and meditation help professionals maintain balance in a fast paced world? Meditation and Trikal Sandhya promote balance by aligning us with the natural cycles of the day. Just as Tyrion contemplates the duality of life, these practices help professionals maintain a balance between work and personal life, allowing them to navigate complexities with greater ease. In Vedic tradition, balance is achieved through practices like Trikal Sandhya, which attune individuals to cosmic rhythms. This balance helps individuals, much like Tyrion, reflect deeply on life's dualities and navigate them with wisdom and understanding. The Knights watch faces immense fear and uncertainty in their fight against the White Walkers. How can Shakti Kriya and Pranayama help individuals overcome fear and anxiety in their personal and professional lives? Shakti Kriya and Pranayama are powerful tools to overcome fear by channeling energy into the body and calming the nervous system. Just as the Knights watch faces their fears with courage, these practices empower individuals to confront anxiety and uncertainty with strength and composure. In Vedic practices, fear is overcome by invoking divine protection through rituals like Agni Karyam and Gayatri Japa. These practices purify the mind and give individuals the courage to face the unknown, much like the knight's sword standing firm against the dark forces. Characters like Varys and Littlefinger demonstrate the power of patience and silence. How can spiritual practices like Sanyam Sadhana or meditation help professionals harness the power of silence in decision making? Meditation and Sanyam Sadhana cultivate inner silence, which is essential for clear and mindful decision making. Just like Varys and Littlefinger carefully observe and act, these practices teach professionals the value of patience and thoughtful reflection before taking action. Silence is revered in Vedic tradition as a source of wisdom. Practices like Sanyam Sadhana allow individuals to access deeper layers of awareness where true understanding arises. This is similar to how Varys and Littlefinger strategically use silence to their advantage in the complex political landscape. Daenerys' Targaryen adapts to various cultures and situations as she grows into her role as a leader. How can spiritual tools such as Shakti, Kriya, meditation, and pranayama help individuals adapt to changing circumstances in their personal and professional lives? Shakti Kriya helps individuals develop inner strength and flexibility, allowing them to adapt to new circumstances without being overwhelmed. Much like Dana Reyes, who adapts to the various cultures she encounters, meditation and pranayama create mental clarity and emotional resilience, helping individuals navigate changes with ease. In the Vedic tradition, adaptability is closely tied to our ability to remain centered. Practices like pranayama enhance mental clarity and flexibility, much like how Daenerys learns to adapt. Gayatri Japa invokes divine wisdom, helping individuals embrace change with grace and confidence. Tyrion Lannister consistently seeks justice even when the odds are against him. How can practices like Agni Karyam and Gayatri Japa help professionals in positions of power act with fairness and integrity? Agnikaram, a fire ritual, purifies intentions and strengthens one's commitment to righteousness. Like Tyrion, who strives for fairness despite adversity, Gayatri Japa empowers leaders to act with integrity, ensuring their decisions are aligned with higher principles. Justice or dharma is central to Vedic teachings. Rituals like Agnikaram purify the mind and foster ethical decision making. Just as Tyrion seeks justice, these practices guide professionals toward fair and ethical leadership, ensuring their actions are in harmony with dharma. Jon Snow says humility is one of his greatest strengths as a leader. How can practices like Sudarshan Kriya and Seva or selfless service help leaders maintain humility and foster a service oriented mindset? Sudarshan Kriya brings leaders into the present moment, reducing ego driven tendencies and fostering a sense of humility. Seva or selfless service reminds leaders like Jon Snow that true leadership is about serving others, not asserting dominance. In Vedic traditions, humility is seen as a virtue of the wise. Rituals like Upanayana mark the beginning of a journey in knowledge and service, helping individuals understand the importance of humility in their actions. Leaders like Jon Snow exemplify the qualities of a dharmic leader, one who serves rather than seeks to be served. The strength of compassion, or Daenerys' compassion for the oppressed. Daenerys Targaryen's compassion for the oppressed sets her apart as a leader. How do spiritual practices like satsang and mantra chanting foster compassion in both personal and professional settings? Satsang or group meditation and chanting opens the heart and cultivates a sense of connection with others. Compassion grows naturally from this practice, much like how Daenerys' leadership is guided by her desire to uplift the oppressed. Mantra chanting, like the Gayatri Mantra, connects individuals with the divine, fostering love and empathy in daily interactions. Compassion is at the heart of dharmic action and Vedic practices. Rituals like Gayatri Japa and Satsang elevate consciousness and expand one's capacity for compassion. Dan Race's journey to free the oppressed is a modern reflection of how spiritual practices foster a desire to uplift others. Then Theon Greyjoy's internal conflict over his identity is a key theme in A Song of Ice and Fire. How can practices like meditation and Shakti Kriya help individuals resolve inner conflicts and find peace with themselves? Meditation helps calm the mind and allows individuals to observe their thoughts without judgment, facilitating the resolution of inner conflict. Like Theon, who struggles with his identity, Shakti Kriya channels emotional turmoil into a space of clarity and acceptance, enabling individuals to find peace within themselves. Inner conflict is often a result of disconnection from one's true self. Practices like Sandhya Vandanam realign individuals with their higher purpose, helping them navigate personal conflicts, much like Theon eventually comes to terms with his identity. Sansa Stark faces numerous betrayals yet grows stronger with each experience. How can spiritual practices such as Padma Sadhana and meditation help individuals process betrayal and emerge stronger? Padma Sadhana detoxifies the body and mind, helping individuals release the emotional weight of betrayal, like Sansa, who grows resilient despite her experiences. Meditation teaches detachment from the past, allowing individuals to rise stronger and wiser from difficult situations. Betrayal is a test of one's inner strength in the Vedic tradition. Practices like Trikal Sandhya foster emotional resilience, much like how Sansa becomes stronger after facing betrayal. These practices align individuals with their inner strength and wisdom, enabling them to navigate difficult relationships with grace. Bran Stark's journey as a three-eyed raven reflects a wisdom beyond his years. How do spiritual tools like Upanayana and Gayatri Japa help younger generations develop wisdom and maturity in their lives? Upanayana marks the beginning of one's spiritual education, much like Bran's initiation as the three-eyed raven. Gayatri Japa sharpens the intellect and deepens one's understanding of the universe, enabling younger individuals to develop wisdom and maturity beyond their age. In the Vedic tradition, wisdom is not limited by age. Practices like Upanayanam and Gayatri Japa instill a sense of responsibility and deeper understanding in young individuals, much like Bran's journey to becoming the three-eyed raven. Daenerys Targaryen's ability to unite people from different cultures is a key aspect of her leadership. How can art of living practices like satsang and pranayama help professionals embrace diversity and create unity in the workplace? Satsang creates a space where differences dissolve and a sense of unity prevails. Daenerys' leadership reflects how pranayama and meditation help individuals connect on a deeper level beyond cultural or personal differences, fostering inclusivity and harmony in the workplace. Unity in diversity is a core Vedic principle. Practices like Trikal Sadhya and mantra chanting bring individuals together in shared spiritual experience, transcending differences, much like Daenerys unites various cultures in her leadership. Tyrion Lannister is known for his patience and long term strategy. How can practices like Shakti Kriya and meditation help professionals develop patience and strategic thinking? Shakti Kriya channels energy in a way that fosters patience and clarity, allowing professionals to think strategically without